Donald Trump is the fourth U.S. president to face a formal impeachment inquiry, but the first in the age of social media. The information war is going to ramp up on Wednesday when the hearings go public. And Trump's campaign manager, Brad Parscale, is ready for a fight. Brad Parscale is the man running Trump's war room.
The more they beat that drum, the more they keep saying impeachment, the more this emboldens our campaign, and it pushes us forward.
Days before the impeachment inquiry launched, Parscale was already laying the groundwork. His team has been bombarding supporters with fundraising appeals, emails, texts, and social media, including Facebook ads. Parscale knows what he's doing. He's a veteran digital strategist who helped Trump win in 2016, and his formula is simple. Target your base, ask for money, then use that money to influence public opinion.
Democrats and their friends in the fake news media will stop at nothing.
Trump's campaign spent as much as $2 million on Facebook ads that ran just in the first week after the impeachment inquiry was announced. They were viewed more than 16 million times.
They're trying to stop me because I'm fighting for you.
Parscale bragged about just how much they've raked in so far, tweeting Nancy Pelosi's impeachment resolution day turned into a massive fundraising day.
It's a sad day because nobody comes to Congress to impeach a president of the United States. No one.
And no one has ever turned impeachment into a money-making venture successful on this scale. According to the New York Times, with Brad Parscale at the helm, Team Trump has now raised a record $125 million just in the last quarter. And that money helps them spread their message far beyond Facebook.
But the Democrats would rather focus on impeachment and phony investigations, ignoring the real issues.
This ad was part of a $10 million ad buy. It aired on television during the final game of the World Series. Trump helped things along by tweeting it out, too. It got more than 3 million views.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
I want to bring in Jay Shabria now. He's a Republican campaign strategist. He was advisor to 2016 presidential candidate John Kasich. He is joining us from Columbus, Ohio. So, Jay, how does this age of social media change the impeachment game?
Well, I think you really saw the first part of this last year in the contentious Kavanaugh hearings. Both sides were dug in, and on Twitter, on Facebook, that's where the information was flying, and it was amongst the base. This is really a base campaign. This is a base atmosphere here in America. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, pundits always used to talk about trying to get independent voters, trying to persuade voters. That's not what it is anymore. Now it's all about making sure your base is engaged, making sure they're enraged, and making sure they go out and vote and make their voice heard. You started out your career just as the Clinton impeachment saga was getting underway. What are the differences you see between now and then? Well, first of all, 2 impeachments. I never thought that that would ever happen, and there are some people out here now that are going to see 3 impeachments, which is completely nuts. What are the differences? Well, look, back then, the internet was just in its infancy. Chat rooms were coming on board. And we were starting to see the onset of hyper-partisanship. You had Newt Gingrich, you had Bill Clinton, and people were starting to be on their own camps. Fox News was just about to come on. There was all sorts of things that were happening that was the precursor to what is going on now. Now, it's just that on steroids because of Twitter, because of social media, because of the mainstream media taking their stands. It's complete nuts in America. In this play right now for the base that you say this is all about, when we talk about the Parscale factor, what kind of spin do you think we're going to see from him as the inquiry goes public this week, from him and his team? This is a massive fundraising opportunity for Republicans. I talk to Republican operatives all around the country, and the internet, if you think of the internet as an ATM machine, impeachment's the PIN code. They are making money hand over fist on the fact that the Democrats are going to go and try to impeach. And look, I'm sure on the left, the Democrats are raising a lot of money as well, too. So that, to me, is the biggest thing online, on social media, on the internet, with email lists. That's what they're doing. They're raising tons of cash in numbers that we've never seen before, and it's unprecedented. As we look ahead to what's going to happen beginning on Wednesday, the public aspect of these hearings, what kinds of moments do you think the Republicans are going to seize on, and that social media war room, if you will? Or do you think it's just going to be a repetition constantly of what we've heard so far, witch hunt, witch hunt, witch hunt? I was just about to say that. It's going to be witch hunt, witch hunt, witch hunt. They know that that works, so they're going to look for those little moments, the ones that they can gif, the moments that the Democrat representatives are going to, try to go after their folks, and they're going to say, look, there's nothing here. It's a witch hunt. Give us money. vote for us, be for us, support your president. And that's going to be the mantra over and over and over again, and I don't think they're going to go away from it. Look, it's like if the Maple Leafs were going to go give the Rangers their playbook, and they're going to say, we know how to run this power play. You can't stop us. Here it is. Try to stop us. You're not going to do it. And that's what's happening here.
In the midst of all this, the fire really that's burning, the impeachment fire around him, how do you think they still manage to raise so much money?
Look, when you can claim victim, that is one of the best fundraising tools any politician ever has. And they've got the mainstream media against them. Look, going back to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh was a situation where their guy was not given due process in their eyes. And then they see the mainstream media here spiking stories about Jeffrey Epstein, Weinstein, all sorts of folks, and they say, look, our guy didn't get due process. Those guys got the benefit of the doubt with the mainstream media. We're the victims here. And then that's where the ATM comes in, and they can raise a lot of money.
If things don't go Trump's way, if he is impeached, does that help or hurt him or the Republicans in 2020?
Yeah, so this is the perilous path the Democrats walk down. If we go back to Bill Clinton, which we talked about a little bit earlier, he was impeached. He got reelected. This is what the Democrats are going to have to deal with. And I was just having a conversation with a Democrat just a minute ago asking, are you willing to give up the White House and try to impeach? And that's going to be the question Democrats have to ask. But they have to satisfy their base. Their base is clamoring for impeachment. And that's the problem they have, as they have a majorly contentious primary.
Jay Shabria, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.